Good morning, babies, and welcome to Simply Stacy, where the joy of the Lord is our strength. Well, I'm sorry that I haven't been making videos lately. I've been so busy, and I'm not just using it as a cliche. I have, but I thank God for what He's doing in my life right now. I pray that all is well with you guys. I pray that what God is doing in your life right now, that you're excited. This is a good time. This is a good season. There's a lot going on out here in the world. You see the manifestation of the enemy, but you also see the manifestation of God. But today, I want to come for my singles. As usual, you know that Fridays I give relationship tips to my singles because some of you may be new to my channel. Some of you may already know. I like giving relationship tips on Fridays because the weekend is a true battlefield for people. They're not working. The week is over. You may want to go out on a date with somebody. You're used to companionship. It's just a rare thing that happens on the weekends. There's a lot of functions that go on. Sometimes you don't want to go by yourself. You're wishing you had a companion. It's just a lot that goes on the weekends. And I realized over the years that that was a mainline time of attack for people that are single. Excuse me. I don't know what's going on with my voice today. But anyway, the enemy is a liar. Babies, I want to give you this little quote that came out of my book. And I hope that you pick up my book if you haven't already. Thank you for you guys that have already supported me. Thank you. You have truly been a blessing. Go on Amazon. I will drop the link in the bottom end of this video. Babies, just thank you. Allow God to do what He want to do in your life so you can get the desired outcome that you want. That's all that I want. My book and these videos that I do to singles is to give you the tools that you need to get that godly mate that you desire, to get that wholesome relationship that you want. Because most of us want love. We want good relations. Nobody want to be arguing and fighting and cussing and fussing, battling about they want this God, you want that God, and you don't want to have to go through those battles. And you don't have to. The more equipped that you are to be in a relationship, both people now, the better the relationship will be. Relationships are work, but it's good work. Not a lot of people say work in a bad sense. I'm saying work in a good sense. But most people don't want to do the work. Most people want just to meet somebody and think that it's just going to work itself out. You are two different individuals with two different backgrounds. You need to grow, develop together. The same way you have to grow and develop as an individual, you have to grow and develop in a relationship to make that relationship be what you both want. Now, it starts with you as an individual, and that's the keys I want to give you so that before you get your mate, you're already working on you, which is a garden. You are a garden. What fruit do you want in your garden? Do you want good fruit in your garden or bad fruit? Do you want the fruit of God in your garden or the fruit of the enemy? Do you want the fruit of the Spirit of God or the fruit of the spirit of the devil? And I'm reiterating that because a lot of people got fruit, but what fruit do they have? You want the fruit of God. You want to walk in love. You want to walk in patience. You want to long suffer. You want to be kind. You want to be gentle. You don't want to be easily puffed up. Go read 1 Corinthians 13. That'll tell you what love is. That's what you want manifested in your relationship. But you want to first begin to walk that out in your own personal life. Here's a life strategy. Be careful who you let in your life. Use wisdom. People can change your life. When somebody come in your life, they're either going to change it for the good or change it for the bad. When people come in your life, they're either sent by God or sent by the enemy. You need to know the difference. How you going to know the difference is learn the God you say you serve. Learn the fruit of the Spirit. Learn character so that when people come in your life, you'll be able to rightfully discern them to see what fruit is on that tree. Is it the fruit of God or the fruit of the enemy? What fruit are they bearing? Because when you get in that relationship with that person and you haven't discerned out their spirit, that fruit that's on that tree is going to begin to manifest. If they're not walking in love, they're not going to be patient with you. They're not going to be kind with you. They're not going to be long suffering with you. They're going to be easily puffed up. So, baby, it behooves you. It behooves us to know the fruit of the Spirit. It behooves us to know the fruit of love. What is the fruit of love? It's just like going out here saying, I'm going to an apple tree. You go to the apple tree and it's bearing pears. No. Every tree bears its own fruit of its own kind. So if it's an apple tree, it's going to bear apples. If it's a pear tree, it's going to bear pears. So if this tree, this person, I'm calling them trees because God even look at us as trees. If this person is not rooted and grounded in God and don't have the fruit of God, then you know what fruit going to be manifested in their life. You know, the enemy is really sneaky and cunning. People will, it's just like going out here fishing. They're casting fishing rod out there, they're casting out there, and then they'll hook somebody. And then they'll gradually wheel them in with goodness and kindness and sweetness. But it's a false perception. But you don't know that in the beginning because you're just excited just to have somebody in your life. You're just excited to have somebody want you sometime. So they're gradually wheeling you in, giving you this false perception, giving you a false of who they are. They're not showing you the real character of who they really are. But when you got discernment, and ask God to increase your discernment, because when you got discernment, within 5 minutes of a conversation, they will show you who they are. What are they talking about? Do they even want to talk about the word with you? Do they even want to talk about God? Or do they want to talk about movie stars, a bunch of trash, just want to have a bunch of fun? What do they want to do? What do they want to talk about? Because out of the abundance of their mouth, their heart's going to speak. So listen at people's conversation because their conversation is going to let you know who they are. They're going to let you know what's really in their heart. See, today, most people are so in a hurry. As soon as they meet somebody, they look good to them, and they're just ready to have sex with them. That's why so many women and men are caught up right today, especially us as women. Keep your legs closed. Keep your legs closed. Because the moment that you get in bed with that brother, you don't went into captivity. That's why so many sisters that you know around you are complaining about the relationships they're in. They don't even know why they got in them. They don't know how they got in them. Because what? Brother got them in the bed and they went into captivity. It's a scripture right in the Bible that they go into silly women's houses and take them captive. So many women out here now are silly. They're in the captivity because what? They didn't do it God's way. They was anxious. God said, be anxious for nothing. That's where you all in a hurry. You don't have patience. Be patient. Be patient and know that he is God. Be patient. Look at these people and know that God is in them before you go leaping into relationships with them. The way God does things is totally different than the way the world does things. Everywhere you go, people are on the hunt. And God, you don't have to hunt. God will just bring it together. And you will know the spirit of the living God. I know there's things that has happened in your life that you can't deny that it wasn't God in that situation. You know it. And that's how it'll be when you get a mate in your life. When that situation happens, you're not going to be able to deny that it was God. It's not going to come the way you think it's going to come. It's not going to be the person you think it's going to be. It's not going to happen the way you think it's going to happen. I'm telling you. But that spirit of God in that person is going to truly be a gift to you. And God wants to make you a gift to them. So many people out here are broken, wounded, but yet they want relationships because they want somebody in their life to pour into them. But when you're broken, you're like a cup with a hole in the bottom. No matter how much you pour water in there, it's going to run out of the cup. And that's how some people are because they're so broken. So no matter how much love you pour into them, I know you done been in relationships where you done been with somebody. It's like no matter what I do, they're never satisfied. It never changes anything because they're broken. They're like a bottomless cup. You can pour, 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 pour. It's steady running out. So it doesn't matter what you do, how you treat them, how good you act towards them, how much stuff you give to them. They're never gonna fill up. Never be satisfied. So you want somebody that's whole and healed. Not that you're going to be perfect, but they're willing to do the work. They're willing to get in the game. So many people done checked out of life. Y'all know some people that's done checked out of life. They done checked out on life. So many in our culture now done checked out on life. Just because they got a job and do certain things don't mean they ain't checked out of life. So many people have checked out of life. They're not willing to do the work on themselves. Self-development is the key to a good relationship. Because once you develop yourself, get yourself whole, get the tools needed, you will understand when somebody else come in your life if they have done the work. Have they done the self-development on themselves? Are they whole? Are they really ready for a relationship? Because just seeing somebody that looks good to you and that's talking good to you and thinks you're desirable and you think they're desirable don't mean they're ready for relationships. There's so many people out here that are not relationship people. And you see it. Yeah, they're good to get the catch, but they're not good to build. It's easy to catch a fish, but can you clean it? Can you cook it? Can you finish up the process that's needed to be able to eat that fish and it be good for you? Honey, believe me, I know how to clean a fish. Now I don't want to go out there and really be messing with no fish, messing with no fish. But can you catch it, clean it, cook it, get it prepared to be put on the table for people to eat? Prepare yourself for your mate. And be careful. Use wisdom with who you bring in your life. As the life strategy said, because who you bring in your life is going to change your life. And that's either for the good or the bad. So you have to decide what type of relationship you want. Not just talk about it, but be about it. Be willing to do the work on yourself so that you can begin to be what you want in a mate. You want a loving mate? Get the tools to be a loving partner. You want somebody patient, kind, and gentle? Make sure you're those things. Do the self-development. The more mature that you are when you get in your relationship, and the more mature that the mate is that comes in your life, the better your relationship's going to be. The more peace that you're going to have. You know, communication is a big thing in relationships. If you look at the way you communicate with your friends and your family, that's how you're going to communicate when you get in your relationships. If you're not a faithful person now, you're not a committed person now, no relationship is going to make you committed. You have to begin to walk these things out as a single individual. So, babies, just know that. Be what you want in a mate. Know that when somebody comes in your life, it's going to change your life. But what change do you want to happen? Do you want it to change for the better or for the worse? Because that's going to determine how you make your selection in a mate. Get the tools needed to make the proper decision. Ladies, yeah, there's men that come to you, they come and approach you. But you need to be able to discern that brother, to know if he's ready to be a husband. He's going to be your covering. If he ain't submitted to God, why you going to submit to him? God said, how the blind going to lead the blind is that unless they fall in the ditch. If he's blind, he's going to lead you in the ditch. And you don't want to get in a situation where, oh, you was head over heels for him and you want him and you didn't realize that his relationship with God is not what it's supposed to be. He's not submitted to the Savior. But yet he wants you to submit to him. He needs to submit to his head. And you need to see him be submitted to his head before you submit to that brother. Don't go submit to somebody and allow him to be your husband if he's not truly submitted to God. It's going to be problems. Let him go on till he finished the work, till he finished the self-development, until he finishes up building his relationship with God. Because if he has not done those things, you're going to have problems. And it's not up to us to browbeat that brother into shape. He should already want and already be on that road of self-development in God. He should already want to be the head. He should already want to be a good leader. He should already want to lead you on the path of God because he's already led himself on the path of God. You shouldn't have to come in his life and lead him on the path of God. He should already be in that process. Now, not that there's some things that we may not know and understand that he can learn from us, just like we're going to learn from him. But he should already have a relationship with God and want that relationship with God. Not you going that life trying to get him saved and give him a relationship with God and show him all these things. He should already have that relationship with God. Otherwise, you're going to have problems. That's why so many sisters right now, they got problems. Because they was anxious. They was in a hurry. They didn't have the tools to make the proper decision. Babies, I love you and so does God. Just be careful of who you allow in your life, because it's going to be life-changing and long-lasting. Then you got to cry out for God to free you. You got to cry out for God to deliver you. You got to cry out for God to touch that man's heart, to make that change in him. Your house becomes a prison because you don't been caught up in the captivity, because you don't selected the wrong person to put in your life. Babies, use wisdom in the decision-making process. And if you don't have the tools, get them. Do the self-development on yourself so you can rightfully discern people. This is a crucial time right now. You need to be able to discern people's spirit. You need to be able to discern the fruit that's on these trees so that you won't get caught up in any type of relationship, even friendships. Babies, I love you and so does God. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. If you haven't picked up a copy of my book, go and get a copy at Amazon or Barnes and Nobles. Have a wonderful day, sweetie. Love you.